Hello everyone. My name is Changkeun, the presenter, and the title of this present is the COVID-19 recession and international trade patterns of Korea from 2000 to 2020. The global economy experienced recessions in recently 1991 and 2009. Key characteristic of this the globalization is the contraction in annual real per capita global GDP. So also other key indicators of global economic activities are weakened. As you show in these figures, the COVID-19 recessions decreased since World War II in GDP per capita growth. As you see, this 2020s decline 4.6% compared to this 2009 global recessions. GDP per capita growth is a decline 2.85%. So we can the COVID-19 mutations was decreased. I just show these figures. The key characteristic of the 2020 global recessions, another characteristic is the highest synchronizations of national recessions. As you see, this is 2009, and this is the almost over 80% of world economies are experience the contractions in annual per capita GDP. The third characteristic is sharpest contractions in retail sales volume. As you see this here, this blue line is 2009 result, but the red line is more sharpest than this. So activities in service sectors are near sudden stop. As you know, in many countries lock down their activities. So both regulated and voluntary reductions in human interactions. So through this result, we can the unprecedented weakening in the service-related activities. So this is another characteristics of 2020 recessions. And the first is that the sharpest decline in oil demand. So oil consumption is typically upheld during the global recessions, especially in 2020s. This is sharpest decline. So due to the outbreak of COVID-19 and unprecedented collapse in oil demand. So this is another characteristic of the 2020 recessions. So this chapter is data and method of this research. So in this research, we collect the international trade data of Korea from Korea Customs Service website. So the period is during 2000 through to 2020s. We collected the export and import values by the individual items, HS code 4-digit. So among them, we selected top 10 items, and the average share of the top 10 items by value in case of export is about 42%. In import is almost 40%. So the top 10 items of export and import reflected the major trend of the total total international trade of Korea. So the list of top 10 export items are showing in these tables. And the next top 10 import items are showing in these tables. Some items are overlap, but this represent the characteristic of the import of Korea. So we collect these top 10 items of import and export of Korea from 2000 and 2020s, and we comparing each item's patterns, and then we analyze the similarity and difference of the individual trade patterns. Especially we focused on the 2009 and the COVID-19, the globalization. So we compare each item's the patterns, these two period. So this chapter is result and findings. So this figure represent top 5 the export items patterns from 2000 to 2020s, and this is another 5 items. So in case of the export, as you see here, this 2009, the global financial crisis, this 2009 recessions, almost all items are the export values are decreased, but except this blue line, this represent the HS-8901. This is the ship construction the sector. So in this case, in the 2020 the recessions, the ship constructions declined a little bit, but here 2009 in these items, the ship construction item 8901 is increased. This is different patterns compared to other export items. So here, as you see, this blue dot line represent the HS8517. This represent the telephone sets. So this is increased during the 2020 the recession period, and other items are decreased as you see here. So another items is here HS 8473. Here, this is part for the machines, and another here, this represent 84. This is 8486. So the machines for the manufacture of semiconductors. So in case of this increase, during 2009 the recessions, it is decreased, but export is here. In 2020 the recessions, this is increased. So these items HS 8473 and HS 8486 increased during the 2020s. So here another 8542, and this 8542 is the electronic integrated circuit, so relating to semiconductors. So this is this item also increased during the 2020 recessions, but in 2009 recession, these items are a little bit decreased. So this is the difference during these two recession period. So this is the result of export. And in case of import, here the HS 8542, 8542, and 8703, and 8486, 86, and this last thing items is here 8471. These 4 items are increased during the 2020 recessions, but however the trade values decreased in 2009 the recession. So this is the difference compared the period of these 2 recessions. So this is the finding of our research. So the finding is that as you see in the previous individual items patterns, we can see that the COVID-19 shocks are alleviated with the performance of some international trade performance. So this is relating to semiconductor and machine part and transportation vehicle items. So, and another thing is that in 2021, the Korean economy also is rebounding. So this is based on the export increasing. So the ICT related and transportation vehicles sectors shows key performance. So this is the end of the presentations, and question and answer are followed in the sessions. Thanks so much.